Hello YouTube, I am back with another monthly uh, manga anime haul video. I know it's a little late. I had already recorded this, but I forgot a volume, so I had to go back and re-record it, which is what I'm doing now, of course, so. Yeah, sorry about the delay, but, you know, stuff happens. I got a decent amount of manga this month because it was my birthday, so. Yeah, I'll just get into it instead of prolonging. First up, I have Fire Force Volume 9. I'm a big fan of the series. It's by Atsushi Okubo. The aesthetic in this series is fantastic. Like, Atsushi Okubo is so good at making these really unique, uh, aesthetically driven worlds. And they're just always fantastic. Like, he's the creator of Soul Eater, of course, and well, I don't think this series holds up as much to Soul Eater in terms of plot, at least so far. It does have the potential, and it is super, super stylish and cool looking, and still just super fun. So even if I'd maybe say it's not as strong, it's still just a super fun series, and I'd highly recommend it if you like shonen stuff. So that is that. Next up, I got The Ancient Magus Bride, Volume 1. This is the Loot Crate Loot Anime Edition. I'm not gonna lie, I've always been kind of put off by this series, just the premise and the whole, literally sold as a slave to be this guy's wife/apprentice deal. That premise put me off it so much, so I never ended up buying it, even though I had originally wanted to until I heard about that, and I've ended up putting off never watching it. But since I have a volume, I may as well check out the first volume at least, but I don't know how I feel about it, which is really weird, of course, because I like Murcielago, which is way more messed up, but everyone kind of has their own things that they have issues with, and for some people, like, I can tell that kind of plot just isn't something I'm interested in general. Like the plot sounds interesting, and I'd be interested in it if they just took away the basic premise for how she ended up there. It just, I don't know, something about it doesn't sit right, and it just takes away from the entire series for me, the entire idea of the series. Because again, I know stuff about it even if I haven't read it. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll check it out. We'll see how it is. I might just end up selling it off though to any of my friends who are fans of the series and want the Loot Anime Edition cover. I also got the Bakano Loot Anime Edition. Really funny. I got this crate super late. I got it like, it was like right at the end of May, and then I got like this crate like 2 days before the end of May. Like, they came within a week. I'm like, where the fuck was this box for so long? How did I get the other so early? I don't know, but I'm a huge fan of Bakano. I'm a huge fan of Ryogo Naita. I want to get the light novels for this, but I'm excited to get the manga finally. It's the cool alternate cover. It actually came, it looks a lot better now, but when it came in the box, it was like this when I pulled it out, because it was, the box had the pillow, so like things weren't flat and hard, so pressure on it. Also, my box is pretty much crushed, but I flattened out and it seems to be okay. There wasn't really creases or damage anywhere, so that's fine. So yeah, just super excited to read the manga because I'm a big fan of the anime, and it'll be cool to go back to this series, and I'll probably start collecting the manga and the light novels as well soon. Oh yeah, look, I flipped through it once and look, the title's eye going back to how it was, so I've got to flatten that out for a bit longer. Next up, I got Nameless Asterism Volume 2. This is a fantastic Yuri series. It's a love triangle, and then there's also other stuff about potentially gay characters as well, and potentially trans characters. It doesn't get too much into it. I feel like there's 5 volumes total, and I feel like those other side stories that they wanted to develop more didn't get pushed as much. Polyamory as well, I think potentially it might have been hinting at, but I feel like it was cut off a bit too long to delve into those more side themes. But the main focus of the series and plot is fantastic. The main girls are fantastic. It's a super super fun series, and I'm super excited to see where the author goes from here, because I believe this is their first published manga officially. It was the only thing I could find on online when I had searched it up when it was first coming out, because I read it all online already before they announced it. So yeah, if you like Yuri, I'd highly recommend this series. And even if you don't like Yuri and you just like love triangle romance dramas, I'd still highly recommend this series because it portrays it very well, and you'll probably still like it even if it's not like a girl and a bunch of guys. There is a guy though. There's girls and a guy. But yeah, so fantastic series, highly recommend. Make sure to check out if you like Yuri and stuff. Let's see, what else we got here? We got Ruby, Red Like Roses, the official manga anthology, volume 1. I absolutely adore Ruby. I'm so excited that they actually got to bring these anthologies over, because anthologies are a nightmare of licensing, so the fact that they managed to do it is amazing. I assume it was probably something to do with contracts with Rooster Teeth when they first with the creators who made the series. Rooster Teeth probably had something in the contract to allow them to, like, if we want to bring this to North America, like, it goes through the publisher of our choice or whatever. Who knows, something like that. But it's really fun, just a bunch of anthology stories. I'm super excited for the next volume. There's going to be 4 total, I believe. 1 focusing on each of the main characters. And yeah, just a really fun series if you're a fan of Ruby. I'm about a third in right now. Been having fun with it. Can't wait to finish it. Next up, we have The Bride Was a Boy. This is a autobiographical. I don't want to say gag. I don't want to say 4 but it was a web manga by Chi, the author, who is a trans woman living in Japan. And this is sort of her autobiographical story, and it's really interesting to see like how trans identities, kind of how people with those identities live in other countries, kind of the process for like transitioning and the struggles that are faced in this other society, because Japan is very different from North America, of course. And then also it does go into a decent amount of information about people who are transitioning and like hormone replacement therapy and stuff. So it's also really, if you don't know anything about trans identities, it's very informative. So I think this is a great series to be out in North America, because I think it's definitely something the community needs to read more of. Like, there needs to be more trans representation and more like kind of informative stuff, because the community right now is not in the best place when it comes to gender identities and whatnot. There's a lot of issues. I mean, there was that whole thing just a few months ago of people fighting over whether it's okay to call trans people traps or not, whether they wanted to or not, and stuff like that. And I think this is just something that's really good for the community right now. I'd highly recommend it. If you like stuff like my lesbian experience with loneliness, this is along the same lines. I actually have the Japanese copy of this, because when I originally read it, I didn't expect it to ever get a North American release, and I wanted to support the author. So I bought it through some proxy service, and it cost a ton of money. And then my lesbian experience with loneliness came out and did so well, and Seven Seas was like, let's do more stuff like this, and they brought this over, and I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm so glad Seven Seas is bringing us these kind of stories, because I think they're really important, especially right now in how society's kind of going. So yeah, it's just really, really nice, and I absolutely love Seven Seas for bringing this over. I will warn you though, it is very information and text heavy. So yeah, it's less of a well, it's an autobiographical story, so it's not going to be like very plot heavy because it's not really about a plot, it's about a person. So just keep that in mind going into it. But yeah, this is fantastic. I absolutely love it, and I'd highly recommend it. Next up, we got volume 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of My Monster Secret. I got these for my birthday, which is super cool. I'm super excited to catch up more on this series. I don't have very many comedies in my collection. This is one of the few, along with like Nishijo. I'd say it's the only other series that's like solely a comedy for comedy's sake. And I know this is a romance too, but this is a rom-com. So it's really nice having more variety. We're starting to get into more variety with series like this. I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty just like dumb, over the top gag sort of series. And yeah, if you like rom-coms and you like Monster Girl stuff, I'd highly recommend this because almost every character is a Monster Girl. Has a lot of like supernatural tropes and like people can't know I'm a vampire, like that kind of stuff. So it plays with that really well, and it's a lot of fun. And it's very light-hearted for the most part, though there are some moments where it's a lot more serious as well. So it's got a nice balance. I'd highly recommend it if you like comedies or a romance series. Both. It is kind of a harem, not really. Kind of. They all want the same guy, so yeah, you keep that in mind, because I know some people don't like that as much. They don't like the girls want the one guy. So I will say that if you're not into that, you might not enjoy it as much. But it is it's one of those series that's very much just for fun, and you don't want to take it too seriously. But yeah, so I'm super excited to start getting through all of those. I have up to the 5th volume, but I'm not caught up on it. I don't remember where I was in the previous volume. I lost my bookmark, and Mal's manga page site is down, so I can't check what chapter is on there. So once I figure that out, I'll be catching up on that again. And then the last volume I have is Hungry for You, Endo Yasuko Stalks the Night, and that was really weird. When I move my hand, the light changes. That's weird. I haven't seen that before. I'm sorry. People are going to be staring at what I'm doing, but if you look at the red, the saturation is changing as it focuses on my hand. That's really weird, but really cool. Anyways, yeah, Hungry for You, Endo Yasuko Stalks the Night by Flower Child. It is... Come on. Focus. It is a gag manga about basically a lesbian vampire. It's really over the top. It's pretty funny. I love the two main girls and their dynamic together. It's really fun, and it's just a fun, dumb story about lesbian vampires, which, if anyone knows me, that's like all I need in my life. So I had a lot of fun with this. I'm super excited for volume 2. I can't wait to see where it goes, where it ends. And yeah, I'm a big fan of this series. I need more content like this in my life. I need more lesbian vampire content. So if you got any recommendations on that note, please let me know. And if you're into that kind of stuff as well, I would recommend this because it's really fun. Although be aware it is more of a gag manga than a romance or a horror or anything. So, and then the last thing I got here isn't a manga, but I got the Blu-ray of Nausicaa: The Valley of the Wind. My brother got me this for my birthday. It's one of the first anime I ever saw, so I have really nostalgic views about this, and I'm really interested because I think this is redubbed from the original, but like looking at the names on the dub, there's Shia LaBeouf, Patrick Stewart, and Uma Thurman. Like those are not names you expect to see in anime dubs. I don't think they were in the original. I can't remember the original dub, but if I remember right, I think it cut out some content. But I think it was way too long ago for Shia LaBeouf to be in it. Unless he plays a little kid, so maybe he is. I don't know. I don't remember the dub, so it'll be interesting listening to that. I'm excited, but yeah, I'm a big fan of this movie. I wasn't sure if there's a reversible cover or not. There's not, but yeah. Strangely enough, this is the only Ghibli film I've seen, which a lot of people are really surprised at because of the amount of anime I watch. I just don't watch movies so much, so yeah, this is my favorite Ghibli film and the only one I've seen, which was technically before Studio Ghibli was formed. So I need to get around to the others eventually, but for now, I'm gonna probably rewatch this sometime soon, and then maybe from there go and look at some of the other Ghibli films and watch some more of them. I have a friend who I can probably get some recommendations for her to go after Nausicaa, so yeah, that's it for this month. That's everything I got. Sorry about rambling a bit, but I hope it was somewhat entertaining. I hope you found some new stuff you would maybe like, and yeah, if you have any recommendations for me based off anything here, like any recommendations based off stuff like Endo Yasuko or The Bride is a Boy, I would be really appreciative of. I love stories. Well, I love queer representation in media because I am, of course, trans. So things like Wandering Sun, The Bride is a Boy are series that I find really like close to the heart. I really like them. I'm really glad to see them around, and then also I'm just vampire trash for stuff like Endo Yasuko. So I mean, if you got I don't know very many lesbian Yuri vampire series. It's like Michiwaiso Monogatari or whatever. Like vampires. It's the one about vampires in the apocalypse. I know there's that series. I don't really know any others. So yeah, if you definitely know anything like that, please let me know. I'd be super interested. And yeah, sorry I'm rambling again. So I'm going to cut it here. Thank you for watching and have a great day.